Hey everybody, you are getting ready to start working on some peer editing in class. So since we're not together where I can show you how to do that, I have this quick PowerPoint I want to run through just to give you some background on what peer editing is, maybe release some worries you have about it, because peer editing can be, not the most fun experience depending on how it's been structured, and give you some helpful advice. So the purpose of peer editing is to give pros and cons. So like praise your classmate for things they did well, interesting facts they include, or if they have you interested in their topic, like tell them. If they used a really nicely worded sentence, ooh, that was awesome, great job. They set up their document well, great job. But you can also help build up some weaker spots. So this phrasing was confusing for me, or something like that. It's okay to say something that needs to be improved as long as you're saying it constructively and not aggressively. You are not there to, as one professor puts it, seek and destroy all errors and problems in writing. You are not a battleship. You are there to point out some things, good and bad. And if you're really confused on where to start, pull up the assignment sheet, pull up the rubric, and have those next to you as you're reading. So like, how does this fit the assignment? How does it not fit the assignment? Are they missing anything? And then that will give you some guidance there as well. You're not here as an editor, you're a peer helping your peer. So casual, friendly relationship, just helping somebody out. So you're going to need to make comments, the how, why, where, and what. So how, like I said, you're talking to a friend or a classmate. So casual, polite tone, be giving full statements to your classmate. So don't just say confusing. This sentence was confusing, I'm not sure what you meant, or I think you're saying this, but I'm not sure. That way they have more to go off of, especially because you're not face-to-face, they can't ask you questions. And elaborating on your thoughts ties into that. So why are we doing this? Well, friends don't let friends think they're perfect, and while I know that you may not know the person in this class that you're editing, we're in this class together, so we want to help each other the best we can and build each other up to successful completion. Your goal is to be helpful. We all like to have help in life. So this is just another step to being a helpful person this day. Where can I put my comments? Great question. You can do it in the margins, which is like on the side of the paper, and I'll show you that in a Google Doc, or you can put it at the bottom in a paragraph. I think you need to do a mixture of both. So like have some marginal things, but maybe at the end you write a quick summary of, I really liked this essay. I could tell that you did a lot of research because you did XYZ, or hey, this is a really great start. I can see your points, but it's still a little confusing in your transitions. You've got this. Providing both feedback is a great way to do it. And then again, even though we've already kind of talked about what, remember, you are praising them. You can identify confusing areas you wanted more as a reader, or areas maybe where they're not meeting the requirements, areas where they went above and beyond the requirements and kicked butt. All of those are great to talk about. I'm not going to read all of these because you have this as a document in Blackboard, but when you're proofreading yourself and or editing somebody else, one of my favorite things to suggest you do is to read it aloud. When you have to sit there and read something off the paper aloud, and yes, like your voice should be coming out of your throat, you catch things a lot more, and it's just a different way of your brain dealing with that content. You can also read it backwards, one at a time, other things. You just want to trick your brain into looking at the content differently. Circle every punctuation mark if you want to help them make sure there's no run-on sentences or that they're not using contractions. Circle all the punctuation marks, and that will be eye-opening. And then really important is to take a break and then proofread again. So when your brain is familiar with the information, it's going to make connections that aren't really there. So maybe you read it through once and you look for a couple things, you take a little break, you come back in an hour, tomorrow, how much time you have, and then you do it again. And it's really important for your essays too when you're self-editing, because you know what you want to say. So forcing yourself to walk away from that essay from some time will make it to where your brain isn't as fully connected as it was when you were writing, and it might pick up on something. So quick, easy checklist that you can look for. Are there topic sentences in the paragraphs? Are the paragraphs focused? Remember that video on what makes a good paragraph. Is there support? Do you need to divide any paragraphs or combine paragraphs? Is the writing full of passive voice? So if I said the cake was devoured, that's passive. No one is actively doing anything. I can add by zombies at the end and it makes sense. The cake was devoured by zombies. makes sense. That's passive voice in terms of a verb. If you say something like, Miss Cochran ate the cake, I am actively doing something now. But if I said, Miss Cochran ate the cake by zombies, that doesn't really make much sense, so I'm an active voice. All those are great things you can look for. Very quickly, I just want to show you a Google Doc and how you can edit it when you're working. Because while I am going to be sending you guys, here we go, sorry. So many things. While I am going to be sending you guys Word documents, you might be uploading it to a Google Doc and editing it there. So I'm just opening a random Google Doc. So once you upload it and you're ready to edit, it's loading, sorry, bad internet. You'll have the option over here to change it to like suggestion mode. I would do that because then any edit you make is going to show up in a different color and as like a comment that they can specifically see. If you want to just add comments, there's a couple ways you can do that. You can go up here and click on this add comment, or you can click wherever you want it to be like that, and you can see an add comment here. And then you can add your thoughts. Hopefully you can spell better than me. So that's how you can edit in Google Docs. And Microsoft Word, you go to review and you can do track changes. So again, any change you do. So I just made that suggestion. It's going to show them a red line to show there's a change here, or they can click on the red line and it will turn it red. So it's very easy to see. And then you can also see right here the new comments. If I wanted to add a comment here, I just put my mouse there, hit new comment, and it pops up, and I can type away. And then you'll just be able to save it and submit it. When you're ready to submit, go to Blackboard where it has like the peer editing link. You'll click on that link, attach your document either as a PDF or Word document, and submit it for your classmate. Let me know if you have any questions.